Hey. You found me.
Yeah, well, you're hard to miss. Stylish, right?
Very sexy. You think that maybe I could, maybe I get a copy of that sonogram sometime?
Of course.
How's your sister doing? She didn't look so good at the hospital. Is she okay?
I was just calling you. I am sorry I ran off like that. I shouldn't have left without talking it through. I wasn't thinking.
I talked to Ford. I went there looking for you. You had just left and he was a mess.
I wanted to kill him. And I could have. But it wouldn't change anything.
It was only one time.
And it wasn't your fault. I understand that. But the fact is, there's still a chance that this baby could be his. And until we get a paternity test...
I'm so sorry, Brody.
It's okay. I talked to your sister. I know what I have to do.
Jessica and the baby are fine physically. It's just something that's going on with Brody. But I'll tell you later, because it's not really a story for the firing range. So, what is this? Target practice? It's not really a police issue.
No, it's not.
Did you ever get the DNA results for Eli Clark's body?
Tahiti said it was corrupted.
Interesting.
I thought so.
On the other hand, what are DNA results going to tell you that you don't already know? Eli Clark is dead.
I'd like some proof of that.
I made you a mix.
Of what, Lady Gaga?
No, I told him what you like.
And I wanted you to know how much I appreciate the invitation to dinner.
Oh, Darren, that is so nice. It's been a while since a man's given me flowers.
I gave you flowers on Labor Day at the picnic.
Like I said, it's been a while.
So, I'm starving. Let's order.
You think you might want to wait for your brother?
Greg? He's not coming.
Since when?
Since he left town.
Where'd he go?
You're alive. I didn't think it was possible. I can't believe it's true. But it is. You're alive.
You lied to me about Ross?
Did you see Ross? Or is that what you were lying about?
You first. What were you lying about?
I'm not going first. I'm the dad.
Yeah, well, I'm the kid and I'm not telling you anything.
Dr. Evans, so nice of you to drop by.
I don't believe it.
Why? You were expecting someone else?
I know it's an incredible opportunity. Artist in residence at LU, very generous grant so I can focus on my paintings. But, I really appreciate it, but I'm gonna have to say no.
Don't listen to him. He doesn't know what he's saying. You talked to Natalie. So you know I told her everything.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I should have asked you first. It's just you just left and I had to talk to someone.
I understand. I talked to her too. I was boiling over about Ford and you were gone.
What did she say?
She mostly listened, but then she reminded me that these things happen.
Now that I remember everything, it's hard to understand why it seems so important, but I was 17, you know, in my mind, and it was prom. I was supposed to be with Christian. I was supposed to make love for the first time, and then I saw him propose to Layla. And you told me about Mitch attacking me, and I don't know, I lost it. I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah, now she's gone. You've lost her for good.
Ford was just there. I just needed something or someone to take away the pain.
I know what that's like.
I just felt so alone.
Jessica, I don't blame you. I've done plenty of stupid things myself. The point is, where do we go from here? How do we make it right?
Why do you need proof that Eli's dead? Blair confessed to shooting him, the body burned in the fire, which you saw, and we even have the bullet from the corpse.
This is his gun.
Did you do a ballistics match?
Already done, it matches.
So, end of story.
I'm not so sure. Why so surprised, Greg? We spoke on the phone.
I had no idea it was you. I thought it was a hoax.
And still you came.
I was hoping it wasn't you. Knowing full well there wasn't a chance in hell that you'd survive a shooting and a fire.
And yet here I am. And hardly a scratch on me. So this is where Taya Delgado drew her last breath. It's too bad Taya couldn't come back from the dead, too.
Drive a hard bargain like your mom.
You should like that.
I do.
Todd, what did you lie to me about?
Oh, earlier today, when I told you that I spoke to John McBain about Ross being dangerous and that he committed all those crimes with Eli. That stuff wasn't exactly true. And he didn't accuse Ross of anything.
I told you Ross was innocent.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
He's not a murderer. Okay, yes, he has some anger issues, but he's not going to sit down and plan out a murder and then carry it out. It's not who he is.
Okay, if you say so.
Then why would you say that?
Because earlier you were talking about reaching out to him, and I don't want you to do that.
I was going to tell him about Mom. He deserves to know.
And then what?
What do you mean, and then what?
Danny, if you reach out to Ross, I guarantee you he's going to take that as an invitation to become involved with you again.
So?
I'm not going to let him take you away from me. It's not going to happen.
What does Taya being dead have to do with Greg not showing up for dinner?
I'm just saying, Greg is really taking it hard. He feels responsible.
Why?
She was his patient. He feels like he failed her. Anyway, he went off to some retreat to clear his head. Have you ever had the onions here?
Doesn't sound like the Greg I know.
I'm just telling you what Greg told me.
Destiny's right about one thing. Greg hasn't been himself since Taya went off to that hospice.
I'm finished talking about Taya Delgado. I kept her from her family because of you. Even when she changed her mind and wanted to see them, I denied her that comfort.
I thought neurosurgeons were supposed to be objective and detached.
What do you want with me, Eli? Why am I here, huh? You're dead. You got what you wanted.
Oh, I may be dead, as far as the world's concerned. But I am far from finished. I need your help, Dr. Evans. And you're gonna give it to me.
You got a hunch?
No, not even.
Well, something's bothering you about this case. What do you think there, Junior? Think Daddy's gonna hit a dead end, or you think he's onto something? What? Come on, you and me, our kid's gonna make law enforcement history.
Let's just hope he's on the right side.
She will be.
She? You mean little Hondo Jr. is a she
Okay,
now?
we were talking about Elijah Clark. He's a lawyer. He knows how to cover his tracks.
By killing whoever stumbled along his bogus ID, yes.
Except for he knew we were onto him and he didn't try to kill us.
No. Instead, he ran with Blair.
And of all the places in the world he could go to, he takes her to Tahiti.
Where his brother lives.
And everyone thought he was dead.
Not everyone.
So you're thinking that Ross helped him?
So the news of my death, how did good old Landview react? Everyone buy it?
Are you kidding me? You were shot, you were in a fire, they found a body.
Yes, that was a nice touch.
I don't even want to know.
Let's just say I had a little help from my brother. You know how close family can be. After all, look at what you've done for yours.
You gotta put a little vinegar on the onion rings. Ketchup's too sweet.
Now that's a song.
Who played that? I love that song.
I know. And I'll play it every day for as long as you live. If you promise to keep smiling at me like that.
Eat your food, it's getting cold.
Okay.
Destiny, are you and Darren practicing safe sex?
You changed your mind. You know, and I completely understand, because when you asked me to marry you, you thought that this baby was yours, and now, you know, who knows? And that's not fair, you know, to ask you to raise another man's child, because that's what it could come down to. And if you want out, I completely understand.
That's not what I want. Jessica. Will you marry me?
I'm sorry. My fiancé shouldn't have interrupted.
I had to. He's not making any sense. You know how it is with these artistic types. One moment it's yes, the next it's no. But rest assured, Christian's accepting this grant.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
I think I'll let the two of you work this out. But Christian, you are aware that the grant comes with a teaching assignment?
Yes, of course, which is why...
It's so perfect because he's a terrific teacher.
Well, the term has begun. I'll need your decision right away.
What are you doing?
You're not giving up your career just so I can have mine.
You know, I could be way out in left field on this.
You know, kiddo, your dad keeps making these baseball references ever since I got pregnant. I'm thinking he might really want you to know all about this awful game. So you were saying that you're off base?
I got no chance of winning this, do I?
No. Okay, Eli, must have had a plan B.
Or a brother in Tahiti.
Right. So if things went south, he could just take off to Tahiti.
That seems to be what happened.
Yeah. Okay, well, what about Blair? You know, he couldn't have known that Blair was going to shoot him.
It was his gun.
But Blair said that the shooting was an accident, the fire was an accident.
It's a lot of accidents.
So you're thinking that Eli or Ross set her up?
I don't know.
Okay. What about the body? You know, the man was wearing Eli's ring, he had his passport, and his wedding photo was in his pocket.
Yeah, the thing is about that photo. It was charred all around the edges, but the rest of it was clean, same as the passport.
I thought you said the body was burned beyond recognition.
It was.
So how does a paper photo and a passport survive? You're thinking that this body was a plant.
All I'm saying is there's a lot of things that don't make any sense.
Okay. Can we talk to Rayburn?
We could if the Tahitian police hadn't cut him loose.
So you thought that I'd call Ross, tell him about Mom, and then what? Run off with him?
All right, I panicked a little bit. After everything that's happened, I just don't want to lose you too.
You're not losing me. Hey, I'm right here.
I appreciate your reassurance. Now tell me what you were lying about.
Or what?
Or are you gonna make me look like a total failure?
Why?
Well, like I said, I'm the dad. If I can't get you to tell me the truth.
Yeah, well, lots of parents can't get their kids to tell them the truth.
Not even in a time like this.
Okay, if I tell you, you promise you won't freak?
You did hear from Ross, didn't you?
Well, I honestly don't know. I got this text message. And,
When you said it was from Nate?
yeah, only it wasn't.
I'm coming for you? Jeez. Who sent you this?
I don't know, the sender is blocked.
I think it was Ross, though, don't you?
We used to play this game in the water when I was little. And he'd pretend he was a sea monster, and he'd say, I'm coming for you. Todd? What are you doing?
Calling the cops.
No, you're not. Hey, you're not turning in my father!
Did you hear back from that guy that offered you the design job in Paris?
Stefan, yeah, I heard from him.
And will he hold the job till next year? Because that's the only way I'm accepting this grant.
You're gonna accept this grant, even if I have to chain you to your easel.
What did this Stefan say?
That he needs me right away and he can't hold the job. But it's okay. You'll paint, we'll get married, I'll keep working for John McBain. It's fine. I love my job.
If the body was a plant, then Eli faked his own death. How did he do it?
There comes a time when even the most resourceful criminal needs to make an exit.
So you admit you're a criminal?
It's a word, Greg. I'm not afraid of words.
Oh, you must be afraid of something. You faked your own death.
No, not afraid. Just unwilling to give up my personal freedoms.
Oh. No matter what it costs the people around you, huh? Was Blair in on this?
No. She thought we were eloping. And we were. I married her. Everything was going according to my plan, till her cousin called and gave me away.
So Kelly calls Blair. Blair confronts Eli. They get into an argument and she shoots him. So you're saying that Eli planned all of this?
I'm not saying anything. You know what interests me is this gun.
What do you mean?
I understand why Eli had a gun. What I don't understand is why he let Blair find it.
I let her find my gun, which I'd loaded with blanks.
So he wanted her to find the gun.
How many people hide their gun under the couch?
True. Okay, so Blair confronts Eli, and then they get into an argument, and Eli tries to get the gun away from Blair.
So you were assuming she was going to shoot you?
Wouldn't you? No, I had to wind her up first. Try to disarm her.
Whoa, hey!
And you've had police training.
So Eli could have taken that gun anytime he wanted to.
But he didn't.
He let himself get shot.
Oh, Blair, how could you do this? I loved you. Blair shot me.
With a blank.
She didn't know that. And neither does John McBain.
But how did Eli know that the shot wouldn't be fatal?
How do you make sure a bullet fired at close range wouldn't be fatal?
I'd use a blank, but we have the bullet, we know it wasn't a blank, plus that we know it came from Eli's gun.
How do you know it was fired into Eli's body?
It's beautiful.
Been planning on proposing for a while now. Way before your dad told me to give that baby a name.
Oh.
I just made the last payment yesterday. I was gonna take you someplace nice today after your doctor's appointment.
Oh, God, Brody, I'm so sorry.
It's not your fault. This is all on Ford. Coaxing you into bed was bad enough. Not using protection, that's almost unforgivable.
It's okay, baby, we got this.
Is he gonna be okay?
As long as he stops taking these He-Man bites.
It wasn't the burger. You just asked my sister if she's having safe sex. She's a junior in high school.
And how old were you when you started having sex, Sean?
I'd like to know the answer to that.
That is none of your business, young lady. and she's none of yours. You understand me?
Yes.
And the only safe sex you're gonna be having with my sister is no sex.
If I could change what happened that night, I would do it.
I think we would both do things differently. I know I would. We've both made mistakes. I just hope you can accept me as is, warts and all. Because I love you, Jessica. And I want to marry you.
I'm sorry, Brody. I can't.
I know you love your job at the police department, but you're a very talented designer. And that's what you really want to do.
You want to paint.
I can paint anywhere. And this way we can be together. I mean, think about it. How bad can it be setting up an easel in the middle of Paris?
But if you want a career, you need to accept this grant. It'll bring you to the attention of really good galleries and get you the buyers and commissions you want, which is what you need to get into the museums and auction houses and in front of the critics.
What about us? I can't let you give up this job.
And I can't let you give up this grant.
So what do we do?
Sean, it is none of your business if Darren and I are having sex.
Are you having sex?
We don't have to answer that. You're not Daddy, Sean. You don't get to intimidate Darren or tell us what to do.
So, the music stopped. Any requests? No? I'll just use my own judgment.
All I'm saying, little D, is you're too young.
The point is, she's not. Destiny, if and when you decide to start having sex, you come to me, and I will set you up with everything you need to be safe.
You will not.
Sean, that's my job. And you have to understand something. I see the consequences of unprotected sex in my office every day. And honey, you don't want to know. There's disease, there's heartache, there's downright confusion. Trust me, you want your little sister to be protected.
You don't want to marry me?
Of course I want to marry you. I love you. Bree loves you. I wanted the four of us to be together, to be a family, but now everything's different, you know? This baby turns out to be Ford's.
If it's mine?
I thought about that too. I wanted that, but today when Dr. Wright showed you the sonogram, you just looked so happy to finally have a child of your own, and I just...
Of course I was. And yeah, it was a shock hearing about Ford, but that doesn't mean I'd stop loving you. It turns out that child isn't mine.
I know that you'll love me. But, you know, can you love this baby? Will you be able to care for it and work hard to support it if it turns out not to be yours? If it's Ford's?
So you're saying that the bullet they recovered from the charred body in the burning house, that charred body was not Eli Clark's? Wait a minute, so are you saying that Eli Clark shot someone who looked just like him?
Or Rayburn did.
So they found a body?
They certainly did. Helps to have a little brother who's willing to pitch in.
So we're back to the plant theory. Eli or Ross plants a body that looks just like Eli in the house and then burns it down. Except for Blair said that the fire was an accident.
There was no accident.
What Blair didn't know is that I intentionally started that fire.
Hello, Jim. Eli, no! Eli!
So it all went according to plan?
More or less. I wasn't counting on John McBain showing up when he did. Ross and I had to hustle. If it weren't for John McBain, I'd have gotten out of there unscathed.
Get it off!
so sorry about that, boy.
So, after getting yourself injured in the fire, you come back here to the hospice where Taya died? Why?
That's where you come in.
You defending Ross?
From the cops, yes. Besides, you hate the cops.
Well, I only call them if I think something's serious, and this sounds serious to me. Sounds like you're being threatened.
God, that's what Nate thought too.
You told Nate before you told me?
Well, yeah, because Nate wasn't gonna jump all over me. I could actually talk to him.
Well, I'm not meaning to jump all over you, sweetheart. It's just, I'm a little scared, somebody threatening you like that.
Well, if it's Ross, it's not a threat. He wouldn't do that.
Oh, I don't know. What if you're wrong? Wouldn't be the first time he forced you to leave the country with him.
Yeah, and the last time he tried to do that, the cops were all over him. Look, he knows he can't come back here. They put him in jail. He's not stupid. He wouldn't take that kind of risk, not even for me. Look, it's probably just a wrong number. Please don't call the cops.
Fine, I won't.
Thank you. I'm sorry I lied.
Yeah, me too. But listen, if you do get another message like that, text or otherwise, you let me know right away, okay?
Yeah, as long as you promise not to call the cops. Because if it is my dad, then I'm obviously gonna want to see.
He's not your dad, Danny.
He was my dad for most of my life. I loved him. It doesn't go away just because I found you.
I don't have all the answers. But I do know this. I couldn't love Bree more if she were mine. So whoever made this child, I'm gonna love it and care for it just the same way I love Bree. And that's a promise. Just like I am gonna love and care for you. And I'll admit it, I lost it there for a minute. It made me so angry thinking of Ford taking advantage of you. But we've been in tougher spots. You know we have. When we were in St. Anne's, we were both knocked off center and just struggling to get through the day, and we survived that. So as tough as it gets, I know the love we have for each other will see us through. And I think deep down, you believe that too.
This is nuts. I'm willing to sacrifice this grant,
I can't let you do that.
but you're willing to sacrifice your job.
You won't let me.
So what do? Turn down both offers?
No, that's crazy. We'd both be miserable.
Well, it sounds like we'll both be miserable no matter what.
Well, I can't let you turn down this grant.
And I can't let you turn down that job.
And I don't think it's a good idea to start a marriage with both of us feeling regretful and disappointed.
Agreed.
I have an idea.
What?
How about you take the grant here, and I'll take the job in Paris.
Don't worry. Darren and I are much too smart not to use condoms.
Great.
That sounds great, Destiny. But you know what? It takes more than smarts. It takes a plan. I can think of 2 very smart women under my care that had unprotected sex and are now having babies. There's no end to the heartache.
What do we think?
I think that this theory is very intense. Eli's a smart guy. You know, we know that he's already used multiple aliases. We know that he's at least murdered 6 people. So, yeah, with Ross's help, he could pull this off. But what is up with the Tahitian PD? I mean, why can't we get a DNA sample off that body so we can know for sure?
I'm thinking Rayburn or Clark has already taken care of that.
Okay, so if it's true and Eli Clark faked his own death and he's really still alive, how do we prove it?
I did what you asked.
Nothing's changed, Greg. Our deal is still in force.
What are you talking about? You're dead. You can't show your face back in Landview.
But my brother can. And who's to say he isn't circling your family right now?
If you were really smart, you'd wait.
Like you did?
I have something to say.
Can't wait.
Go ahead, dear.
Destiny and I are not having sex. I respect her too much to do that before she's ready. But when we do decide to make love, we're gonna do it right.
Do I have to hear this?
I think you do. Go on, Darren.
I'm just getting to know your sister, and it feels better than anything on earth. She's the most wonderful person I've ever met.
She's 16 years old.
And she's beautiful and smart and strong, and I feel good just being seen with her. Don't worry, I would never do anything to hurt her. We're on the same side, brother. We both just want what's best for Destiny.
Listen, I know that you don't respect him, but I never saw his bad side. Not until you showed up.
I wished I'd been there when you were little. I think we both missed out.
Yeah.
Maybe if you'd known me while you were growing up, you'd be able to think of me as your father, you know?
I do. After everything that you've done for Nate and for Mom, I think of you as my father.
Really?
You really didn't know that? Well, I guess I gave you kind of a hard time.
No, you think so?
Okay, yeah, I did.
How come you never call me Dad then?
So we'll both get what we want.
On the job front. And as for you and me,
It'll just be a year.
exactly. And we'll both be earning good money so we can visit at least once a month.
Yeah, and I'm sure I'll have some time in Christmas and in the spring.
Paris is gorgeous in the spring.
It can work.
Yeah, I think it could be great.
So when does this Stefan guy want you to start?
Next week.
Next week? Well, hey, we gotta get on it. We got a wedding to plan.
I don't think we should get married.
I'm sorry about my brother. He can be kind of a control freak.
It's okay, I get it. And I really appreciate you stepping up, you know, when your brother is going in on me. I just need a minute to get my thoughts together.
What you said, that really knocked me out.
Yeah?
I didn't know you could stand up to my brother like that. I mean, most people can't. There's a reason why he gets hired for security work. The man's intimidating.
I had to tell him how I felt.
So, that was on the level?
Straight from the heart. Destiny, I like you. I mean, I really like you. I'm just not ready to.
Me neither.
I just want to enjoy the ride.
Me too.
I can't believe you practically gave them permission to have sex.
Baby, I think it is so sweet that you want to protect your little sister. But I'm protecting her too.
I don't think my parents would see it that way. If they knew that you were handing out condoms, you're the one who would be protected.
Who do you think asked me to talk to her?
Who?
Your mother.
So you really want to put this ring back in the box and walk out my door?
That's the last thing in the world that I want you to do.
I guess we're both gonna have to take a chance. Have faith, Jess. Remember what we've been through and who we are.
I don't know how to prove it. I just want to be prepared.
Prepared. Oh my God, I have been so focused on piecing this together. If Eli is alive, then where is he and who is he gonna hurt next?
Ross Rayburn lost his chance when he took Danielle and Blair hostage in Seattle last year. I was there doing surgery on Matthew Buchanan. I know what happened. He's a wanted man. He can't go near my family any more than you can. But nice try.
Not so fast, Dr. Evans.
Dad, I don't know, it's just kind of a name, I guess.
It doesn't suit me?
No, I didn't say that. It's just, it feels kind of funny.
It's okay. I don't mean to pressure you.
No. No, you're right. You're my father and I need to try it out. Dad.